to the channel. We're super close to 20,000 subscribers, so smash the subscribe button and let's get up to 20,000. All right. Also, I want to get 1,000 likes on this video, so please go ahead and smash the like button for me as well. So what is it like being an African American in Africa? Right. This is a question that I get a lot of times, you know, and I think it's the question a lot of people have. So let's go ahead and answer it today. So this is your first video of mine, man. My name is No Limit Eddie. I am here. I lived in Los Angeles, California. Then I ended up coming out to Tanzania, you know, East Africa. So I've been here for the last basically 5 months. I spent 6 days in LA, and then I came back to TZ. So I've been here for 5 months. And so I know a little bit about what it's like to be African American here in Africa. So there's a couple of dynamics and a couple of, I guess, layers to this whole thing. The first layer is, what is it like to be African American in Africa as far as money, right? So being an African American in Africa, in particular with countries where the exchange rate works in an American's favor, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. You know, your money goes significantly farther than it would in your home state. I don't care what state you live in, your money will go significantly farther here. There's nowhere in America where you're going to be able to find bread for 50 cents, 49-cent bread, loaves of bread. There's nowhere in America where you're going to be able to feed your entire self a very good meal for $2. It's just not. I'm talking about a quality meal as well, not no McDonald's cheeseburger type beat. It just doesn't exist in the States. So your money goes significantly farther here. So one of the aspects of being an African American in Africa is that you get more bang for your buck when it comes to housing, when it comes to food, when it comes to clothing, when it comes to services as well. I mean, like hiring help, whether it's a gardener, whether it's a housekeeper, whether it is you know, a fundi, which is like somebody who fixes things. It comes a lot easier to you when you have the United States dollar. So that's one aspect of it, is your money goes farther. Another aspect of it, though, is people want to know a lot, is like, how are you treated when you're there? You know what I mean? How you treated in other countries. So I can say, just from my experience traveling overall, Americans get certain privilege that other nations don't get. So there is certain privilege that comes along with being an American, but there's also a lot of cons that come along with being an American as well, regardless if you're black or not. But so I would say, in particular, when it comes to African American in Africa, it all depends on the country and their relationship with African Americans. Some countries don't have too much experience with African Americans, and thus their perception of African Americans is only based off of the entertainment industry. And so they're going to be based off of music, they're going to be based off of movies, TV shows, they're going to be based off of radio interviews. You know, what's basically is based off of the entertainment industry, which African Americans don't have very much control over. You know, usually we're taking roles and not creating roles. And so some countries, if they don't have a very large experience or a very large history with black Americans coming over there, they will look at you or see you as the movies or as the music portrays you. So as a hoodlum, as a gang member, as a thug, and, you know, stuff like that. So that does play a role in it, and then they're going to want to be a little bit more cautious with you, or be a little more cautious around you, and so they may not fully open up or fully show you the culture of the way, or of the land, because of their misconceptions about you. So there are certain pros as well. There's people all around the world who want to be like black Americans, who want to sing the songs we sing and use the words we use and dress the way we dress. And so some people will totally and completely embrace you. Other people will totally and completely abstain from you because of your reputation. And so when it comes to being an African American in Africa, it really depends on the country that you're going to, and how many African Americans have been there, and how much experience does this country have with African Americans. So places like Ghana is going to be a lot different than a place where maybe not as many of us are going, like, let's say, I don't know, Namibia or something like that. So it all depends on where. It all depends. These flies are outrageous, man. I don't know what's been going on. So many flies have been out here. But yes, it all depends on, how do you call it? Yeah, the country that you go to when it comes to like the social experience or the social scene of it. Being an African American in Africa when it comes to laws. So there are some countries who have laws put in place specifically for us, and there are other countries whose laws will be the same as any other foreigner in that land. And so some countries well, some people may want to know, like, what is it like being African American in Africa, in the sense of, like, do they roll the red carpet out for you, like, oh, welcome home, how do you call that, like, what's that movie, coming to America, is it like that, or what is it like exactly when you return, like, what are the laws like, and different things like that. So that again depends on the country in which you go to. So there's some countries that I really wouldn't say there's any country that's just like full-fledged, like everything you need is here. We made it easy. We thought about you completely and totally, because Africa has its own problems within itself, so it can't fully take on the problems of the diaspora. But for the most part, there's no really country that's like, boom, here you go, everything's set up and straight for you. But there is varying levels of preparedness for the diaspora depending on the country in which you go to. Right, so that's another variable on it. Let's see if there's any other things that you may want to know being an African American in Africa. Of course, people want to know about relationships and dating all the time. I'm going to try to do some videos on that pretty soon. Hopefully, probably this week or next week.